What is going on, guys? Grave here. Today I'd like to talk about some more changes to Coral Riptide. We had changes to the gear set in week 1 of the public test server for update 47. And of course this week is week 4 and there were some more changes to Coral Riptide. I know this is a set that a lot of you out there are either probably still grinding for, or you already have it kind of worked into a lot of your different builds. I'm going to go over the week 1 changes to begin with, so you kind of get a refresher of what's going on here. So in week 1 of the public test server for update 47, we saw the set now granting 525 weapon and spell damage and reaching its cap at 50% stamina, rather than the 740 weapon and spell damage and reaching its cap at 33% stamina. And in this week's public test server patch notes, so in week 4, there was not a lot in this. That there were a few changes, a few things here and there, nothing too crazy, but to see Coral Riptide kind of be brought up again was kind of interesting. No more long list of trial sets, but Coral Riptide did see a few more adjustments. This set now adds up to 680 weapon and spell damage to your damaging abilities, and they say any source of damage that scales with these stats, rather than granting up to 540 weapon and spell damage in general. So they kind of adjusted that base, just general weapon and spell damage, to actually give you 680 weapon and spell damage to your damaging abilities from any source that scales with those stats. So another kind of tweak to this set. It's been kind of interesting. They went in week 1 and adjusted a lot of the gear sets in game. Of course, I made a video weeks ago talking about Berserking Warrior probably being one of the best, if not the best, critical rating set in the game now. But some of the newer sets that we've had, not as long as Berserking Warrior, something like Coral Riptide, is also getting some adjustments. So we had a week 1 adjustment and now a week 4 adjustment for the set. And like I said, there wasn't really a lot done to the rest of the sets that they mentioned in week 1. But I do know a lot of you out there like to wear this set. A lot of you out there are probably, or maybe still farming this set if you're newer to the game and you're just, now high enough CP to really get in and farm some of this stuff. But just kind of wanted to let you know some of these changes here. Of course, we are in week 4 of the public test server, so I don't really expect a whole lot more after this week. Usually week 3 and 4 where we get our biggest changes, and last week was probably the big week because we got a lot of adjustments and walkbacks and explanations of why they're doing some of the stuff they're doing. I know a lot of you out there were hoping for changes to the Nightblade. Does not look like that's going to happen unless they decide to maybe make a separate, kind of note about that sometime in the next couple of weeks. We'll kind of have to wait and see, but I'm expecting to really see everything we know now probably go live. Everything we've seen so far is probably what we're going to get. I could be wrong there, but usually week 3 or 4 is when we see the biggest adjustments to the week 1 public test server patch notes for really any update. But leave me a comment, let me know what you think about these Coral Riptide changes. I was surprised to see them go in and kind of adjust this one again. I was honestly expecting them to go in and probably change Berserking Warrior from having such high crit. I wasn't really expecting to see another change to Coral Riptide, but this was kind of an interesting one. I don't think it's an absolutely horrible change. Kind of have to wait and see how it plays out in game. But leave me a comment with your thoughts, and of course if you like the video, hit the like. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.